Starting projects is hard.
It's going disastrously.
We have an idea and are caught by the flame.
I don't know what happened, man, but I booked a studio for the 29th and the 30th of January.
But out of the blue, we find this profound resistance towards the very thing we want to do. We procrastinate, we avoid, we lose faith, and we suffer from terrible mental toil.
Too much coffee and not enough talent, brother.
So make no mistake, when entering the arena of creativity, ask yourself, are you a gladiator entering the Colosseum, or are you mere lion's prey?
Terrible! Well, no
The
clip.
demons you face are the demons that I face.
Stop being a motherfucker to yourself.
So in today's video, I want to invite you into the creative process on day one as I start my creative project. And we're gonna face each challenge together one by one. All right, let's dive in.
So all my life, I've had this feeling that there is some type of realm of potential or creativity or something that is just outside your limit. It's like your potential, your threshold for creativity or to express it into the world. It's like you're always just on the edge of it. As if you can't quite reach it, but you're always just kind of going around the earth with this massive axe and you're trying to mine it, hitting it. It's like, you know, sometimes you just poof, something comes out. Yeah, gotta work on the hypothesis that your best work is gonna happen when you're under pressure, when you're under limitation.
How do you get to a melody? It's like, oh, how do you get to a human heart? It's like sometimes a melody just will come to you out of nowhere, but sometimes you just have to revolve.
Because sometimes you gotta get the blood up, you know? So I'm writing this song, this one I think it's gonna be with Dean, it's something to do with vampires.
Go around it, believe in it, chop at it, hack at it, fight for it, explore it, go through the notes, go through the emotions, audition everything. This song, something about vampires.
All right, so what's the time? It is 9:30.
What do you do with vampires? You don't damn well let them in, but they're knocking at the door.
Saturday night.
Can I come in? Can I come in? No. Can you come in? No.
I ain't tell you, but they're coming. I ain't tell you, but they're coming now. Song's been bugging me. So drunk, a pot of coffee.
Comes from somewhere else in ourselves, that primordial rhythm.
Very weird, don't know what it's trying to be. Is it a pop thing? Should we?
That power, that groove, that energy, that demonic part that you wonder about, you're uncertain about, but you know deep inside yourself that you've got to summon if you dare to. And I think one of the things that's very easy to do when we're setting out with new projects is to forget the fun in it, to not have this sense of levity. And so often we put all this pressure on ourselves, and it just means that as soon as something doesn't go well, we sort of turn away from it. And I think that's why so many of our resolutions or new commitments end up sort of failing.
Pop thing, should we? God, just don't know. Anyway, let's just get a groove. See.
It's 2024, I don't know what the damn hell I'm doing.
If you want to give back, suffering that journey is the price. Experience doesn't come without giving up innocence. Knowledge not without letting go illusion. The elixir is a savage. That's why to carry it might ask you to become one. So, growth and creative process. When you're having doubts, remember why you're doing this. You're doing this to become all that you can be. The mind's false expectation is that the creative process should be easy, but we must reframe this perspective. Think about it like this.
I'm just.
Are you joking? Are you fucking joking? Did you not go 1, 2, 3?
Starting again. So I was so busy at the end of last year. I probably had the sort of longest period when I hadn't played music. You know, coming back to the beginning of 2024, haven't played for months, don't know what I'm doing, completely no idea where to start, but there's this opportunity in zero, in the act of starting again, in the article of faith that there might be something out there. It's so easy with a musical instrument or with a blank canvas, whatever it is, that you're like, oh no, there's nothing there for me. I'm not good enough. I don't have the tools, I don't have the techniques, you gotta practice more. all of that stuff, all limiting beliefs.
We put so much pressure on ourselves to reach some type of peak performance very quickly, and it never really works out that way. The important thing is you have to keep that levity, keep that lightness, build the rhythm, the consistency, and then over time, all the rest will follow.
I think it doesn't matter if you're a great player, you can feel that. I know a lot of classical players where they're so over-schooled that actually sitting down to write something is tremendously challenging for them because they've always got Bach in their mind. And if you're not practiced enough, you're sitting down and you're thinking, I'm not good enough because I haven't done the practice. So everyone has a different limiting belief that they can feel when they're starting again on a new project. And the question is simply, are you willing to dive in and get scrappy with the unknown? And, for me, it's just like... I'm just trying to hack out first ideas for the project. Could be cool. So my question kind of there is really like, what's the sweet tonic? Is there an ingredient, is there a little majory tone that would come in and help the atmosphere? Does that conflict with the tension that you build up, with the other kind of like darker tonics that we've established? Questions to answer. What's happening in the creative process itself? It's not actually about creating something. That's the outcome, not the thing itself. The creation is simply an expression of your inner experience. So what's happening with that inner experience? You're moving from one state to the next. But what's happening as you move from one state to the next? It's growth.
So, let's get down to some business. So I'm thinking just to start with that let's just double it with a higher one. We could put that on top of each other, see how that would vibe. I want a miracle. 126 it was before. This is the weird thing about songs. They become something else as you work on them. You're not quite in control. You're trying to feel whatever it is they want to be. Feel I'm on a new. It just feels good. In the middle of the night I see.
You're moving from what you were into what you are. There is no transformation without undergoing the conditions of the process itself. Growth leaves something behind. You will not be the same when you come out as you were when you entered. There's this myth that you always have a plan and that you're specific and you're going towards this goal. It's not the case, often with creativity, we're taking a look, what's going on, you're taking a torchlight into the dungeon and you're seeing the shadows and you're trying to read the scripts on the wall. And the encrypted forms that burst out in the darkness, or you're just blind and you're feeling your way, all right? You don't know and you don't need to know. But what you do need to do is to create your relationship with creativity with a can-do, hands-on attitude, where it's like when it gets difficult, when it gets dark, you still go in there anyway.
Okay, that should be more like dun 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 dun.
Are you willing to throw out the map? If you're taking a map that's someone else's, then why are you going there? Someone else has already been there. What's your zone? What's your potential? What's your opportunity? Do you have the courage to tear up those old maps? Do you have the faith to go your own way? It is by getting lost that you discover the cartography of your own soul, that you map it.
I've got to get up. I've got to feel when the moment comes. I don't know if the project's even a musical project. Is it a filming project? Is it a project about creativity? I don't know. I just know that I just have the question. Well, I'll answer that in a minute. The question is, are you done? Are you done? And that's the question you always have to answer at the beginning of every project. That's how you wrestle with the fates. So, Vincent van Gogh said, anyone can tell themselves that they're not a painter. The question is, are you willing to take up the brush and put paint on canvas. That's what you have to do.
So look, guys, lots of thoughts there. The main thing is that you just have to recognize you are going to be facing demons. Yeah, it's not all plain sailing. Yes, you really do have to go into the underworld as you're creating stuff. You have to dip down sometimes into Hades. You know, that's the price. It's like there's no transformation without actually going through some type of change. You know, you have to, you know, it's like if you're a diamond, you have to feel that profound pressure of the eons just coming down upon you. Or if you're gonna make a sword, it has to go into the furnace and into the irons. So you just have to remember that is a part of the process. And yeah, you're gonna take some blind courage. You're gonna need to develop some new tools. I know it's really, really hard when you're trying to create something, you can't quite get to it, and you just think, am I good enough? And all those horrible stuff comes up. But remember, that's something that we all face. I mean, even the greatest artists and creatives suffer from that as well. So you're not alone. Please never feel alone. And I'd love to know what you're feeling, what you're going through. What are you trying to create? Are there any questions that you want to ask me about songwriting or creativity? Please drop a comment. And if you wouldn't mind to subscribe and all that stuff, that would be really cool. Because apparently, if you want to get more than 5 views, that's helpful. Main thing, guys, have a great week. Dive in. I'm in a new process here, working out as I go along. Let's all keep on going forward together. And thank you so much for the support. All right. Have a great week, everyone. Bye.
I
thought I came round to do a song. I thought he promised. He's got old David Goggins on us.
They don't know me, son. Get it. 18. They don't know me, son. Get it.